What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the flipping Made Easy studio right here in beautiful, sunny, disgustingly hot Matawan, New Jersey. It is Sturch. It is Gooch. It is Rob behind the glass. It is Nick, our new intern, who is also from William Pederson. I may have done a semester or two over WP, and when I say semester, I mean I just drank there. Had a good time. Good party school in its own regard. So welcome, Nick, to the squad. Tomorrow we'll be welcoming in Madison Palumbo as our second intern for the summer. Chop Sports is rolling on. First and foremost, how was your Memorial Day weekend?
It was good.
You feeling all right?
A little birthday celebration with the fam on Saturday, and then yesterday we did the Tiki thing. So Tiki Monday, I'm dealing with like blotched sunburn up and down my back. Behind my knees are a wreck. Like that's
behind your knee. Were you sleeping on your belly?
No, I don't lay down on the beach table.
Well, you face them like from the way from the sun,
right? So
I'm an adult,
just
man.
standing up. Yeah, like everything else was touched sporadically, I might add, because I do have like crazy blotches on my back. It's like one of those situations where it's like you applied wrong. I have handprints. Like half my back is white, half is red, but behind my knees are just torched. Suffering in silence.
So if you want to race Gooch, now's the time. You probably can't run.
No, I'll definitely still burn everyone in this room.
Okay. You're underestimating our new intern, Nick.
Did you see Rube's video that he posted? He did something outside, I guess last week, the Boomer and Geo thing, or the
he was on stage. He was on with Carton and Roberts.
He actually ran a race and he got out to a blistering start. He was gonna win. I don't know what it was for, but
I didn't see that part.
And the unit hit the deck. Like right
he
at the
ate
finish
shit.
line, he ate shit.
He was drinking all day. I'm surprised he was upright. Shout out to Rube, by the way, who also went last night to Carolina to represent the New York Rangers fan base. We'll get into the Rangers in a little bit. I'm wearing the shirt. Let's fucking go because the Rangers are headed to the Eastern Conference Finals. We'll get into that. We'll get into the fact that I have a wisdom tooth thing going on right now.
That's the worst.
Bro, listen, last night or yesterday, we were looking at a house via Curtis Sells Houses and our realtor, our real estate company, and Natalie, or Nataline, as my daughter calls her. I was at a restaurant and I took a bite of a hard French fry, and I was like, did I just eat a fork? You know, I was like, what the fuck? And I looked and I'm like, man, that hurt. Forgot about it. Didn't feel it. Rest of the day. Went to my buddy Kevin's house, had a nice little barbecue yesterday, drinking. I don't know, a couple beers, not a lot, but masking the pain of what was actually happening in my mouth. So then I get home, I'm watching the Rangers, and as happy as I am, I felt like I was getting punched in the face repetitively, like just over and over and over again. And I'm like, something's got to give. So
Dave will be out a couple days.
I don't know. We'll see.
Most
because
likely.
I've never had a deal.
Oral surgery and a wisdom tooth removed. You're definitely going to be out a couple days. There's no doubt.
So I'm going to try to avoid this. I got the Oragel. I got the Advil. I'm trying to muscle through.
By avoid, you mean procrastinate, but that's
okay. Well, this is coming from you, who waited 40 years to address.
I still have a developing kidney stone situation that I've taken care of.
There's a hack they use for like if you're getting your teeth pulled. Like if you know you're getting your teeth pulled, and I've seen like it's got like over 1 million views. If you drink pineapple juice the day before, like 2 days before, no swelling at all. I mean, the pain and stuff, but no swelling. I'll show you after the show.
I'm involved. All right.
I was like, bro,
that might be a situation. I don't know. Right now, I'm feeling okay. I'm on all painkillers. No, I'm kidding. I took Advil right before the show, and I started to drink coffee, and I'm starting to feel better. So, we'll see. But anyway, I'm trying to avoid that at all costs. If you want to support Chop Sports, you could do so by getting on over to patreon.com/Chop Sports. That's big on Nick right now, our new intern, Nick. He's going to be filming some behind the scenes stuff for us. So that's going to be part of the $10 membership, along with the $5 and the $3. This is the way to support us in a monetary way. We appreciate this. And if you're watching us on YouTube, maybe for the first time, do us a favor, like the video. I do know that there is a couple new subscribers over the weekend that I just grabbed their phone and I subscribed. I'm like, now you're stuck watching us every Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock. Did Matt Harvey supply you drugs? Scoop, you're a terrible person. Absolutely terrible person. But anyway, no, he did not. And I'm on the Advil right now. I'm doing the Advil. Also, Dat Chat. Go check those guys out. It is a social media platform unlike anything you've ever experienced before. Head on over there. We're almost eclipsing almost 500 members in that social media as well. Also, which I found out very, very upsetting news yesterday. One of my best friends, Kevin, I've been best friends with him for a long, long time. He's a Woodbridge police officer. He told me that the Woodbridge PBA Day at the Races at Monmouth just so happens to be on June the 26th. And I'm like, come on. And I was like, well, Harris said this, that, and the third. So I guess it's going to be like a house divided. We're going to get some Woodbridge cops at our barbecue, and some Woodbridge cops will be betting the ponies down at Monmouth Racetrack. So in any event, we're talking about that flyer.
So if you are deciding between where to go on June 26th, obviously Chop Sports Barbecue is going to be much better and free.
The racetrack from
it's like 10 minutes from here. Monmouth, right?
Yeah, it's not. We're not doing any type of duel.
No. I was just close to how close they were to each other.
In proximity, probably like 30 minutes.
40 minutes.
Maybe people.
Yeah, maybe people
a
little bit of a
boathy
split ski. So June the 26th. We already have some sponsors on board. Absolute Eyewear's on board. Fusco's on board. The cornhole guys on board. I did not use the cornhole device that I had. I did play some cornhole with my brother and my father the other day. We didn't use the device. I know we have them. They're laying around this place somewhere.
They're right on the desk in there.
Okay, perfect. Done. So check out those guys. We appreciate those guys' support as they are ramping up. The hype for this. Tomorrow's June 1st, so we're here. So within 25 days, we're gonna have ourselves a party. So that's Memorial Day weekend in a nutshell. I hope everybody's rested, recovered. It's Tuesday. I forgot. I got to tell myself that at least 15 more times throughout the day. I think today's Monday. But before we get into the New York Rangers, we have to get into some drama that actually happened Did it happen over the weekend or like right before the weekend?
I showed
my dad the video on Saturday.
Started on Saturday.
No, it must have been Friday. Yeah. So anyway, there is a new favorite baseball player of Chop Sports members here, and that's Jock Pederson. A little bit of I don't even know what you call it, but dust up. He got slapped in the face. Slapped right in the face by Tommy Pham. And the reasoning behind this makes it the story of the year. And apparently it's over fantasy football, which we all wanted to slap a couple people that we play fantasy sports with. That's just common knowledge. But it just so happens that you met him in center field in pregame warmups, slapped him right in the face. Why, Gooch? Why would he do such a thing?
Because Tommy Pham doesn't know the rules of fantasy football, apparently. And Jock Pederson had a guy on his IR, rightfully so. Jeff Wilson was out week 4.
I love how he dropped Jeff Wilson.
We can all go back and take a look at the injury report from week 4. Jeff Wilson was, in fact, out.
Yes, he was.
Thus, being allowed to be stashed on your IR. In fact, I don't know what site they're using, but they won't even allow you to IR a guy unless he's eligible to be on. So ESPN, I've used it. If the guy's not out, you can't put him on the IR. So just based on the league rules, he can't have finessed because the league doesn't allow it. That said, there was other things that were taking place. Apparently, it wasn't just about fantasy football. Like Jock Pederson is making it about that and kind of downplaying the actual beef. But then when Tommy Pham was talking, he's like, I don't play like that. He was talking shit about my former teammates. Then Jock Pederson comes up and he kept receipts, bro. He took like 5 minutes out. He went, found deep dove into his phone, found the conversation, showed everybody the meme that he shared. And he was saying they were both in the NL West last year, I think at some point, at least early in the season when football was going on. And the Padres kind of were one of those teams in the beginning of the year that were playing well. It was the meme of 3 weightlifters. The one weightlifter threw the weight up in the air and it came down and hit them in the head and took them out. So basically it was like,
Dodgers, I've seen that. That's a good one. That's a good meme.
And Tommy Pham got pissed off. He said, we ain't friends like that now.
Here we go again.
Jock Pederson.
We were cool at one point, but now we're not anymore.
Jock Pederson said,
welcome to the world.
There was 4 other Padres in the group chat and nobody gave a shit except him. So basically, Tommy Pham is a douchebag, and he went and slapped the shit out of Jock Pederson.
Pham lost more money in suspension than fantasy football.
I'm on the fence. Yeah, really. Don't mess with my money. You mess with your own.
Yeah.
But I'm on the fence about is Jock Pederson my guy? Obviously, him out in the overalls, pulling up the receipts is cool. But at the end of the day, this is the same Jock Pederson that on Saturday afternoon or Friday afternoon allowed Tommy Pham to walk up to him plain as day and bitch slap him in front of the entire world.
It's rough.
And did nothing about it except basically dry snitch.
Do you believe them?
There is a shred of me being like, Jock, you're a little bitch, but at the same time,
do you believe the fact that there was no communication between none of them before this? He act like they
he should have said yo,
what's up? I'm in town.
When we come see you, I'm going to see you in the outfield.
We'll also say this. There's a lot of money involved, and apparently, as the rumor has it, or Jock Pederson said, that Tommy Pham left the league.
Yeah.
So when you
afterwards,
he left the league entirely mid-season. So that's egregious. You should get slapped for that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Pay your fucking money, set your lineup, shut your mouth, and
That's
I
it.
guess finish this season, bro. This is
Anything.
so everybody owes Tommy Pham a slap for that.
Maurice Jenkins coming in. Hey, love the show. Will you guys ever come to Vegas the first week of the NFL season to do a show? I would love
to
go to Vegas. So
absolutely,
dude, that is in the cards. We have, well, I don't know about realistically this year, but like definitely want to do remote shows all day, every day. I told you I want to do a show from Tiki Bar where you can't even hear anything. It's just wind in the back.
Yeah, we eventually, yeah, Dave wants to come on, bro. At the beach.
Come on,
what
man.
Plug into, bro.
We're gonna do. You know where we're gonna do a show? We're gonna do a show from Sean Basinger's beach house.
Deal.
That's where we're gonna do a show. Dr.
Deal.
Sean, who's checking into the chat with the LFG, sees the shirt. He knows the deal. He's saying that because, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since like what 2015, 14, one of those years.
So long ago.
15.
It's been
For them.
It feels like forever.
Shut up.
The New York Rangers are headed to the Eastern Conference Finals, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
A absolute thrashing of the Carolina Panthers last night, 6-2. This is right off the rip. I said this for a long time going into this game, so I can't say long time. It's been 2 days in between games. But I said if the Rangers can get out to a hot start, 1-2 goal lead in the beginning, I like our chances to win this game because Igor has been playing on his head. He's been playing absolutely lights out.
Obvious. If the Rangers take a 2-0 lead, they're going to have a better chance to win.
No. It's not like that.
Dave.
I'm saying off to a hot start. Shut up, dude. But all I know is they're off to a hot start is the way you needed to win this series.
Mhm.
Now, look, all these guys played incredible. What a incredible series by a couple of these players. And I talked to our old intern last night at length. A4 Anthony, Devils fan Anthony. And by the way, full disclosure, our new Sean, I'm sorry, Sean's one of our investors, by the way. He our new intern Nick is a Devils fan. But he said he's rooting for the Rangers. I call fraud on that?
There might be some Rangers fans that don't actually like that.
Right. Like we don't want
but
you.
He doesn't give a shit because
we
don't
don't
question
need you,
someone's fanhood around
but we
here.
appreciate you.
Got your back, bro.
But in any event, so the Rangers obviously get this done. A great performance by the veteran Kreider, everybody. They all played wonderfully. There's a couple of these kids that are just impressing the shit out of me.
And they're so young,
bro.
Man.
That young line, that
The
kid line, bro. That kid line is going to be the first line in 3 years, 2 years. Like that'll be the go-to line, and it's a great feeling to know that that's the future. This was supposed to be a rebuild. Okay, we're way ahead of that. We're way ahead of schedule on the rebuild. Like I said to you guys before, Igor played fantastic. After game one, you kind of felt like, oh man, is he going to be all right? Like, but for this team to battle back-to-back series like they did when they were down 3-1 to Pittsburgh, when they were down 2-0 to this team, the Rangers team, man, if you believe in certain things like postseason magic, that's what's happening here. And we have ourselves a fantastic chance against a really good team in the Tampa Bay Lightning. Your Tampa Bay Lightning, Gooch. The next series,
the Eastern Conference champion shirts are being made right now. Just so we're clear, and that's the Tampa
Nick.
Bay
Just
Lightning.
So you know,
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Our investor Sean comes back and comments right now, says we'll talk about Nick's termination this week. So it's been real good. I'm hope you learned a lot in this 8 seconds you've been here. But anyway, so
we got a little an offer. Drinks on me if you guys come to Vegas any of the first 3 weekends of the season.
Oh, Maurice, my man, Mo. Can I call you Mo? Are we best friends now, Mo? Like that might be a thing. But anyway, so
I can't even think about drinking. You guys hear that noise right now?
It's your stomach.
It's my soul slowly seeping out of my body.
I thought your soul's supposed to make its way back into the body.
I'm
But anyway,
I'm losing steam.
Rangers absolutely crushed it yesterday. Great series. Now, how do they stack up against a team like Tampa? You know, Tampa Bay is probably coming in there saying, well, and a lot of look, I know the Devils fans' first thing is, well, you know, they played a third string goalie in the first round against Pittsburgh. Well, they played Ronta in the second series, like that, and then Ronta gets hurt by doing a silhouette or whatever, or a fucking.
I didn't even understand that,
dude.
It was bad.
It was a split ski.
It was bad.
And I said, you know what? His hamstring is ripped off the bone. That's what I feel. I don't know what the actual diagnosis is, but now, you know, Tampa Bay has themselves one of the best goalies in the world, and they're saying, well, the Rangers haven't faced a goalie like this guy, and I'm like, all right, flip it. Tampa Bay has run through the playoffs and not played a goalie like Igor. So this is going to be a fantastic series. I'm interested to see.
5.
And because
yeah,
seriously, Nick's about to replace you on the show. And because
no, he's not. I'm about to replace this topic.
All right, relax. Because see, now I lost my train of thought. I had something good. Huh?
We're talking about the goalies.
Nah, I was talking about the goalies, but I was going to say something.
The Rangers haven't faced, or the Tampa Bay Lightning haven't faced
now
any
you know
goalie like this.
Oh, a couple guys on Tampa Bay familiar with. Obviously, Stamkos is your boy, man crush on Stamkos. But the Mack truck, Ryan McDonough, former Ranger captain, so he's over there. So that's interesting. It's like playing these teams like New York Light. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these, and I felt the same way in this series against Carolina. We played a lot of former Rangers. Felt good to beat him up.
A lot of former Rangers.
Speaking of former Ranger that decided to bite off a little bit more than he could chew, and that's Tony DeAngelo talking all that shit about having the greatest fans in the world in Carolina. Those clown shows were out the building. They were out the building after the second period. There was nobody there except for Rube, his group, and every single Ranger fan that was in that building. There was a sea of blue yesterday, and Carolina went out there and tweeted before the game that there's a storm coming to New York. There's a storm. Here, let me tell you this, okay?
Wasn't the game in Carolina? What were they?
Yeah, I don't know why they did that either.
Whatever. In any event, he said that they had the greatest fans in the world, blah, 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 and then the storm's coming. But like I said, if I had to go back in time and choose any profession, ever, it would be weatherman. Because the weatherman gets paid a boatload of money, and he could be wrong every single day, and he gets to still come to go to work and still collect a paycheck and be wrong. But like, you know what? It's going to be sunny all day, and then a storm comes in. Like, well, we weren't seeing that on a Doppler. So all I'm saying to you guys is, Carolina, you're weathermen, you suck. Okay, you said the storm was coming. We kicked your ass. You're out of here. Goodbye.
So how did the
greatest fans in the world?
How did the goalies, Matt? Now Tampa Bay's come off back-to-back Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah.
So how?
Last time the team did 3 in a row, I believe, was the Islanders in '83. I think I read that this morning. So. It ain't easy, bro. It ain't easy to get there 3 times in a row, but I don't know. I'll ask Nick. I'll drop it to Nick if you're comfy on the mic. So you do a podcast, a hockey podcast.
Yeah.
How do the Rangers stack up against Tampa Bay Lightning right now?
So I think the Rangers can stack up, but the only issue that I think might come from this series is that Tampa does have a little bit more physicality. You got Pat Maroon, you got Corey Perry, you have
Okay.
Sergachev. I'm just saying.
No, I believe you.
The Rangers do have, I think, they can outskill some of Tampa Bay's, deeper lines. You have Lafreniere, Eagle, Kako. That line has been producing very well. Philip Heedle's been played really well.
Oh, great series out of him.
But the other thing too is, once you get past that first lineup of Tampa defensively, Hedman and Sergachev, it's McDonough, who is a vet, and it's just a bunch of vets that are playing really well, but. You also have, Adam Fox, Lindgren, Trouba.
Lindgren, you want to talk about the whole no quit in New York? He's gotten hurt every single game in this playoffs. Every single game comes back. He limps off you're like, oh man, he might be dead. And then 3 minutes later, Lindgren back on the bench. Dude, the guy has no quit, and I love it. I love every second of it.
You don't know what's in the locker room last night?
Yeah.
He came back into the game?
Yes, sir.
And they said he's been hurt since game 1. They say he's been hurt since game 1 since the Pittsburgh series.
No quit New York. Knee-jerk reaction, Nick. Tread lightly. What's your prediction of the series?
I think.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You still have your job regardless.
I know. Honestly, I think this might be another 7-game series.
Okay, great. Who's winning?
I think, even though once the regular season's done, you throw out everything that happened in the regular season, but Igor has played well against Tampa Bay in the regular season. If he can replicate that type of play, I think he was 3-0.
Yes.
His goal against average was, I think, 1.98, if I remember reading that correctly. I could be wrong about the actual statistics, but if he can get that type of play out of Igor, if their defense can shore up and not make some of the mistakes that they've made in the past few series, like for example against Pittsburgh or against Carolina game 1 when that shot hit Lindgren, it deflected into the back of the net. Not necessarily his fault, but they don't make those mistakes. They know this team. They've played them before. I think they can get it done in 7, but it's an uphill battle because Vasilevsky is without a doubt the best goalie in the.
He's treading as lightly as he possibly can right now. He still hasn't made a prediction. He says if they do this, the Rangers can get it done.
I think what
it
he's
feels like the spring of '94.
I think what he's trying to say is Tampa Bay in 7. I'm going to translate it all for him, but I'm pretty sure that's what he meant. That's what he was trying to say. I'll say it for him.
All right,
but I think 5. I have no basis.
We shall see
everything he said in 5 games.
Yeah, Green Turtle. Oh, Scoop coming in. Green Turtle popping game 6. Yeah, we walked in there. It felt like when we walked into Rutgers during spring break, there was nobody there. It was a great thing, though, because I personally, I like an empty bar when I'm watching my sports teams. I don't want to be, around too many naysayers or people that are just in your face. And, you know, the entire game, I got Rob touching the money, texting me and Tommy saying like, it's over. Rangers got it. It's over. I'm like, please, can you please just stop? Please stop. Like, can we get this game? Can we win this game? And they did. So there you go. Maurice coming back. Go Cowboys. Enjoy the rest of the day. Hope
to everyone in advance. We have to talk more hockey for another week.
Oh, no. You know what?
Could be another.
This is what I was going to say.
Here's
Here's my thought. Ready for this? Ready?
Yes.
The Rangers have to play game 1 tomorrow night, right? They play hockey. They get hit. They get hurt. The NBA, all you hard-nosed NBA fans out there, which, again, I love my Knicks, but Jesus Christ, you're not playing game 1 till Thursday?
I know these players are so soft. It was their
Thursday?
I'm sure the players were like, guys, we need 3 more days. It's the NBA is doing it. It's like the same thing I've been saying since
Thursday.
day one about the league.
About it until
and
Thursday.
And the fucking dinosaur Bill Walton's comments about the NBA is soft. It's like, bro, nobody gives a shit.
Shout out to Bill Walton for using the word whippersnapper.
Yeah, it's like, come on, bro. When you're saying
like,
when you're like
nice.
trying to bash the new age of players and you bring out the word whippersnapper, I think we could all agree that it's like, yeah, nobody cares what you have to say.
Sitting on his lawn with a shotgun right now, like, get off. Like, he is old school right now. Like, he called them whippersnappers, and I was like, well, that's incredible. But yeah, so speaking of that, there were a couple games that we didn't get to cover Friday night, obviously, and Sunday. But lo and behold, we have ourselves an NBA Finals. It goes down on Thursday. We'll preview it more in depth on Wednesday or Thursday because, again, to talk it now and then talk it tomorrow and then talk it the next day, it kind of is redundant. But the Boston Celtics in that disgusting city are headed to the NBA Finals to take on the Golden State Warriors as they take down Miami in 7. They win this last game by 4. I got to give credit where credit was due. Game 6, Jimmy Butler tried to say, hey, Gooch, I heard you said I'm not top 10 NBA guy. Here, I'm going to drop 40. What did he drop? 47.
He played every minute, too.
He played incredible in Game 6. And you would think, all right, what's it going to take to win Game 7 at home? Probably another performance like that. He drops 35, falls short. Overall, I mean, great series. Finally got I can't even say great series. There's a bunch of blowouts, but except for Game 7, we finally get something.
Game 6 and Game 7 were both really good. They delivered.
Mm-hmm.
Friday
it's
was
about goddamn
Friday
time
was a really
because
good
the
game.
NBA has just been blowout after blowout.
Yeah,
blowout.
Just so we could clear things up because I think Bailey came into the show right away firing off saying like now we're going to hear Gooch bash Jimmy Butler. Just so we could be clear about things. I am a big fan of Jimmy Butler. I just am not using the recency bias that everybody used the past 2 weeks and said that he's a top 10 player in the league. He's a really good player, and we've had this conversation. We did. Ryan, I don't think is in the chat today, but we broke down top 15. Jimmy Butler's not in there. Sorry. Game 6, all aside, you could say, yeah, he had a great Game 6, but he didn't show up in 3 of the 4 games prior to Game 6 at all. Maybe you're dealing with injuries, but who the fuck isn't dealing with an injury right now in the NBA?
It's true.
Both teams are banged up through and through. But in Game 7, the Celtic stars were too much again. It was Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Marcus Smart delivered
26, 24, 24, respectively.
How about 4-point game, right? Or maybe I honestly think it was a 2-point game at first, towards the end, and Jimmy Butler's about 45 seconds left, inbounds the ball and just shoots a 3 right away.
Yeah, I could almost guarantee you that Spoelstra didn't draw that one up.
That's but do you
think he went into business for himself there?
I think.
I do.
I mean, he kind of did. He just went right down. And
it wasn't a good shot. He
threw it up.
There was plenty of time left. They didn't necessarily. Yeah, that wasn't drawn up. No doubt about it. You didn't have anybody underneath. It was like the worst shot possible.
Went right
hero
down
ball. You can't play. You can't decide to play hero ball in that situation. But there was a real egregious call that took place. I don't think it really would have affected. It may or may not have. You look at the final score, they were down 2, but there was a 3 that was overturned.
Yes, there was.
He was not out of bounds. Like that was bad. You can't have that. I don't know if the finals
fuck it up when you have replay. That's my biggest gripe.
What it was I think basically
my biggest gripe is like you.
I think they
install replay and
they
still get it
called it good on the court, and then they
I don't know
because I didn't actually see it. I just watched the highlights because I was hammered.
I don't think they called it good on the court, but. I don't like he said. I don't understand. We have so much great technology now.
54 camera angles.
It was close.
You got fucking cameras
close.
There's
no way you could see like the backside of his foot. You ever see?
What do you have for lunch? Well, let's check out the Jimmy Butler cam.
The flotation shit, and there's like a 1 foot still. On
Yeah.
Like it could have been a situation like that where it's like you don't know, but there's no way they could have seen if that foot hit or not. It looked to me like you could have slid a piece of paper under his heel.
It's gonna come down to
they're
gonna start putting like chips in people's shoes and stuff. They do it with footballs and stuff like that.
Look, just GPS around the entire out of bounds.
Yeah.
So if somebody's foot touches, you cross the force field. They could do it.
What?
They they could definitely do it, and they're gonna do that for the end zones and shit like that. I don't think they're gonna do it for the field of play, just the goal line and the out of bounds.
But it's easier. It's a way that then you can never be wrong. It can never be what's
so
going
there's
on.
gonna be like a little bit of
I don't think it's
feel
like
device
super imminent right now. But what they'll do is they'll just put a grid around, like a fake grid around the out of bounds and the goal line. So if the ball, and then you have like a GPS in the. See, I don't know though, because if you'd have to track the ball, it won't really have much bearing on out of bounds.
It's about the foot. You have to track the foot.
But what you can do is put a barrier up, so if something crosses it,
one of those like
off.
fucking fake
but
laser
if you cross
things.
it and don't touch the out of bounds marker, then
One
it's
of
not
those-
going to go up.
One of those
So
things
I
that
don't know.
control the dogs when they're out of control.
I'm not a
Like, use
scientist.
a little
I'm not a
electric fence.
scientist, but whatever they could get right and get guaranteed right, I'm all for it. I don't care.
But we're in 2022 now, where things like that should never happen.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree, man.
It's
Bill
actually-
Walton
these-
thinks
you
that
take-
if we-
You can replay like the last 18 plays of an NBA game. Like, we got to go to replay.
Let's ask
Like,
Bill
then get
Walton
it
what he
right.
thinks if they should add new technology to the.
Well,
NBA.
those whippersnappers.
Fucking shut your mouth, bro.
Oh my God. So look, again, the Celtics get it done. The craziest part about this whole thing is that they went to Miami and got it done. That's my biggest thing. Like,
bro, it was
Miami's
packed.
crowd.
I think that
Miami's crowd is very, very
I
good.
think
And
each team lost 2 games at home.
that's what I'm
in this
saying. Like,
series. It was
but
just back and
again,
forth. I'm not sure.
so
but I
home
know,
court-
I know that they definitely split 1 and 2, and that was a win in Miami, right, for Boston.
Bailey coming in. McVay will get shocked if there's a fence. Yeah, I know, because he's all over the field. But yeah, I mean, look, the Celtics, if you want to give it a brief, like little bit of a preview, I think they stack up well against the Golden State Warriors. You disagree. You think it's just, I mean, we'll talk about it more as we go, but I don't know. Interesting. They're deep. Don't get me wrong.
They
Both
both
teams are
stole
deep. Huh?
They both stole 1 at home.
Just
And the
one?
Celtics stole 2 then.
So
because they won
Heat
game
won the
7.
first game. Celtics won the second game. Heat won the third. Celtics won the fourth. Celtics won the fifth. Heat won the sixth. Celtics won the seventh. Yeah.
So they both stole all on the road because the
Except
Heat
for-
won in
except for
Boston the
one,
other
yeah.
night.
except for 1 game. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll preview that series as it gets closer because
Will
we got to
mention-
wait
worth mentioning
14
that-
days
that
before this
Jason
thing
Tatum-
starts.
Jason Tatum did win the Larry Bird.
Larry Bird
First
Award.
ever
Oh,
Eastern
cool,
Conference
cool.
Championship MVP. I guess it's fitting. It goes from one piece of shit Celtic to another.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I don't think Jason Tatum's a piece of shit. I think their fan base.
He
is.
you saw him with the Kobe wristband?
Yeah,
That was pretty cool.
every good player does that. So it is cool and it's homage to Kobe. I'm not talking shit about that, obviously, but
No, I get what you're saying. He's always been like a big
I
Kobe
get it.
guy. That's what
Devin
they
Booker
say.
did it all last year and he doesn't have a ring yet. So
Scoop has a question for you, Gooch. Who are you starting tonight, Syndergaard or Monty?
Well, before we get into that, hold on to that question because I do want to bring up one of the hotter button
Monty.
topics in Shop Sports yesterday, which was Kyle, Mr. Shitstirrer himself. There was a debate of who's going
I'm
to
gonna
finish,
shoot this one down. Right
who's
away,
going to
too.
finish with a better all-time ranking on the all-time ranking list. You know, you got the Jordans and the LeBrons of the world and the Kobe's are all in the top, whatever, 3, 4. Who's going to finish better, Steph Curry or Kevin Durant? And the majority people said Steph Curry, and it's not relatively close. You didn't come in.
Yeah.
Kyle came in and said, KD, what the hell are we talking
By
about
50
here?
miles. And like now we could break this down.
Break it down for me, Gooch.
So if you're looking at things now, we could just go into another sport, for example, first. If you're talking about who's the better quarterback, or maybe that's a bad example. We could say,
No, you used
or,
it before.
yeah,
It's
we
good.
will use that one. So it's like I think universally speaking, most people in when it's talked to executives, fans, you name it, analysts, they'll all say like Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback I've ever seen play in terms of talent and skills and what he's able to do. I.e., in
I
this
agree with
situation,
this.
i.e., in this situation, Kevin Durant. But then you have Tom Brady over there who has all the accolades and he's way more accomplished. And he played with, I guess, 2 franchises now, but did all this with 1 franchise, set the dynasty, pretty much distanced himself from anybody else. I'm not saying Steph Curry distanced himself from anybody else, but he has the 4. If he wins this year, which I think he'll have 4 rings. That also is a big factor. If they win, they need to win for Steph Curry to like really.
I agree, too.
Argument, but if they do and they get 4 titles, then it's like when you're talking about ranking on the all-time list. And in the NBA, what we do is we talk about titles. I know I could already see Kyle's finally in the comments, and he's going to say, "Well, Kevin Durant carried Steph Curry.
Well,
the
he's
two
just
of his
saying best
championships.
all-time players, not necessarily accolades.
I think that if we're redrafting,
Here we go
there's
again with
no
the fucking
question
redraft.
about it. There's no doubt in my mind I'm taking KD 100 times over Steph Curry.
I'm with you.
He's a better
100%.
basketball
Yes.
player, right? But that's not the debate. It's like who's going to go down legacy-wise. And if we're talking legacy, you got to talk rings, and you got to talk one franchise, and you got to talk changing the game. What is Kevin Durant the best ever at?
You're right.
Nothing.
100%.
Steph
You're
Curry's
right.
trolling on
For
Twitter.
sure. That's a good point.
Steph
With
Curry's
a
the
burner
best shooter
account.
ever. And look, I say this fully understanding that Kevin Durant's not far better, but he's a better player because he's 7 foot,
All around player. Yeah.
7'6" wingspan, and he has range, and he could penetrate. He could play defense. He's a better player, but that's not the answer. That's not the question. It's who's got a better legacy?
They're
And
both
it's-
here now.
Uh-oh,
So-
here we go. So
but
the,
here's my question
the
to you. then.
battle was a catchweight battle yesterday
So
at
we're
Child
so-
Sports.
We're talking about rings, right? So career-wise, would
We're
you
talking
rather
about
be-
rings, and it's not even.
I
It's not a
understand that,
debate.
but would you rather have Robert Horry's career or Charles Barkley's career?
I'd rather have Barkley's career.
Barkley's career in a nutshell
Is
because of
Robert
all the
Horry-
post
is
shit
Robert
he's
Horry
doing.
making $1 million a year.
No, we're
on
talking about
TNT?
basketball. We're not talking about TNT.
But I'm just
we're
saying,
talking
like,
about
that gives you an idea. Like Charles Barkley's a far better player than Robert Horry ever was. Let's be real. Who got paid more?
I'm with
down
Barkley.
the line. I'm on side.
But how many
Barkley.
championships did Ori win?
7.
Right. So I mean, look. At the end of the day, he can line up with all his rings and be like, Hakeem Jordan.
So look, here's I
I just said like all the guys that he was associated with to get those rings. Barkley never winning a ring is a crime to me, but still one of the greatest players to ever do it.
So I got comparisons right here between Steph and KD. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So NBA championship, we know Steph has 3, Kevin has 2. Seasons 13 to 14, Kevin Durant has 14. In the playoffs, Kevin Durant's been to the playoffs 11 times. Steph's only been to 8. All-Star games, Steph has 8, Kevin has 12.
Mhm.
MVPs, we know Steph has 2, Kevin has 1. Finals MVP is where I think it hurt Steph, 0 to Kevin's 2. NBA All First Team.
And 2 that they were on the same team.
Yes, 100%.
So it's
no,
like
but
that definitely
100%
hurts.
right.
But I also
That's
think
gotta be part of the
that
question.
But it
that
has
Golden
to be.
State. I think that Golden State's probably going to win those 2 finals anyway. They were probably going to be in them at least. They were the best team in basketball history. Record.
One of the years they
The
won
year
like
before
70
KD
games or some shit.
Yeah, KD came to a
Yeah.
team that was record-setting team.
Yes,
so
100%.
it wasn't like KD's helping his legacy with that fact either,
Mm.
right? We could agree to that.
Yeah, I agree to that.
All NBA teams, Steph has 8, Kevin Durant has 10. First and all NBA team, Steph has 4, Kevin Durant has 6.
I haven't heard any.
You said
I haven't
Steph's
heard
been to
any
the playoffs.
Steph Curry.
No, me
you
neither.
said that Steph's been to the playoffs
Only
8
8
times.
times,
He's
yeah.
been to the finals 6 of those 8 times.
100%. You're
So,
right. Scoring leader, Kevin Durant has 4, Curry 2. And that's really it. Besides steals, Steph Curry has 1, Kevin Durant has 0. That's it. I mean, what do you say? I mean, how do you
The stats
people
don't.
compare?
To me,
Stats
I
don't
always
lie.
say stats don't lie.
Yeah.
I think that the stats are comparable.
Kevin
enough.
Durant has more.
Stats
in
are,
every
stats
category.
are comparable. They're both, I don't think it's really hard to crack the top 10 all time. And I don't think that you can put Steph Curry in the top 10 because there's so many better players. But when we're
It's
talking
not like
about
Steph Curry
legacy,
sucks. It's just what can
if
we
I'm
do?
Steph Curry, I'm comfortable with where I'm at. And I'm sure KD is as well. So we could
Ryan-
argue all about
Ryan
this.
wants to
But I
call
think it's-
in. He said he can handle this.
I think it's 2 different debates. I think it's like, who would you take on your team? I think everybody across the board, anybody that doesn't say Kevin Durant, they don't know what they're talking about. But if we're talking about who has the better legacy, I got to go with Steph. That's it.
And legacy is factored 1,000% with
The
championships. That's it. That's the argument. Just like the Brady and the Rodgers debate.
Steph contributes 0 to it. Like, so he's not even a good role player.
See, it's
Kyle's
like
the fucking man
Kyle,
for
we
that.
love you, man, but it's like he
That's great.
shoot the basketball. Like let's
He's
not.
a
Let's
little,
not
he's okay.
I mean, he's a little
He's
good.
okay. And his free throw shooting is shoot those free throws.
Mm.
It's just I understand what people get on Steph because like people like Steph. Steph changed the game. Everybody went to that shooting 3 from half court.
Yeah, ruined it.
Getting
Ruined
rid
it
of
for all the
shooting,
kids.
yeah.
But that has nothing to do with why Kyle doesn't approve of Steph Curry, because Kyle is definitely on board with the new age NBA. He's not the type of guy that's like, I can't watch this basketball. He understands what it is. So it's not that for him. It's just more or less, it's an easy topic, I think, for him. And there is glaring deficiencies when you look at defense and you look at other things. And then, it's one of those things where I think Kyle enjoys these conversations where he gets to pick
But he said
the unpopular thing.
Didn't Kyle say that the other day? Like, no matter what, the NBA is what fires people up the most.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
insane to
And
me.
he's not wrong.
It's insane,
Bro, the NBA's best game viewership this year, their best game that they had on Christmas Day
Yeah.
was less than the NFL's worst game.
game. Yeah.
I mean, I know. I'm well aware. I'm well aware. But NFL owns,
but it's true,
3 days a week.
The NBA, the NBA, for whatever reason, is like a lightning bolt topic because people that don't even watch it hate it, and they have so much to say.
So tell me about this. So here we go.
So this is those young whippersnappers.
We have the final set up, right? So you got Boston and the Warriors. Do you think less people really? Only true for me right now, what I see is only true basketball players really care about the finals right now. If
basketball players or
basketball, like fans, like basketball ballers, you know what I mean? If LeBron was in it, I think the world would watch more. I just think that I think if the Rangers get to the Stanley Cup, more people are going to watch. That instead
in that regard, I'm going to say this: I've watched more NBA playoffs this year than I've ever watched,
because
and the games have been awful. The games have been off. I'm a Knicks fan, a depressed Knicks fan. I still watch the NBA playoffs. And I'm very interested about the NBA Finals. I'm going to watch every game with intent. You know what I mean? And then, so I don't think it's a basketball because I'm not the biggest basketball head. You know what I mean?
Too the other day, it's like people that are bashing the game, like Chris Payne bashing the game. It's like, yo, you're still watching every fucking game. So what? You're not actually.
It's like wrestling.
Bashing him. He's a basketball fan.
It's like pro wrestling.
He enjoys it, and he has every right to his opinion on it. But it's not affecting the game in such a way that the guys that are watching it and fans aren't anymore.
But if you get, this is why my point. If we get a New York Rangers, Edmonton Oilers Stanley Cup Finals on ABC, like it's gonna be.
Oh, it's gonna do numbers.
You think it's gonna do
worse,
as good as the NBA?
No.
You think it's gonna be terribly worse?
I wouldn't say terribly worse. I don't know what Canada has to do with
Unfortunately,
Canada it'll have a lot. Canada will have a lot.
There you go.
To
you get both. You get the both countries viewing.
But you know what? The NBA is watched all over the world, like big time. You know, other countries, Europe. It depends if there's a European guy.
If I had to predict, if the Rangers were to get there, and again,
I'm talking about
doing
Rangers,
it again,
I'm just talking about
touching the money.
Rangers, Rangers, Edmonton, because you get Canada and you get the Rangers.
I still think, for whatever reason, for some bonkers ass reason in this world, I think the NBA still covers.
Are they both on ABC?
I don't think ESPN. I don't even think hockey can
Hockey's
get
on ABC.
You sure?
1,000, and they put it behind the thing every chance they get. You see it right when they're interviewing the guys. It says Stanley Cup's on ABC.
Yeah, but ABC and ESPN are the same company.
No. It says
well,
ABC.
That's very easy to stagger because it's just one game.
No,
game,
yeah, obviously,
and I'm sure they will, but I don't
ABC.
think. And just like Scoop coming in New York, it'll be popular. That's the problem.
Yeah, like
the metro area
about the NHL.
are going to be in on this series.
I don't
there
think
was a
it's gonna
comment
be
from
as
Bailey.
bad.
Some clown in LA right now is not going to watch
There was
Edmonton
a
in New York.
comment
I don't
from
think he's
Bailey
gonna do
that
it.
said the reason why the NHL is playing tomorrow is because they'll go bankrupt if they wait till Thursday. Like the NBA has the ability to stretch it out and just give these guys their rest.
I don't know if that's a thing.
I mean,
I guess there's some sense and logic to it, but I don't.
Reasoning, yeah, of course there is. There has to be. It can't all be about rest. The Golden State hasn't played in a month.
Neither is Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay's played 9
Tampa
days.
Bay swept the Panthers right out of the playoffs. So it's like they've been sitting there forever. So in that regard, I kind of like the Rangers here to just pick up and get back at it.
It's all about money and TV.
Yeah.
That's why these games are scheduled when they're scheduled.
Another thing, SEC football.
What?
So Saban and fucking Jimbo Fisher are going to be in the same room like today, like this whole week for SEC, media.
Oh,
day,
meetings and
stuff.
stuff?
Yeah, for the first time.
Do they do them in the same spot?
Yeah, they're right next to each
that's
other.
dope.
They're like right next to each other talking. Oh, it's going to be great.
I just want like Jimbo to look at him like just like just stare into his soul.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So anyway, we got to wait 48 days for the NBA Finals to start. So we'll get into that as that gets closer. But it'll be a good series, I think, and I'm going to be interested, just like I am. Shout out to Kyle for giving me a jersey guy. I sold. I was in trying times once upon a time. I sold my John Starks jersey that I owned once, and I was like, I'm very disappointed that I did this, but I got a new one on the way. Starks and hat trick Ewing. All right, so before we get into some Yankees and Mets stuff, I do want to ask you guys if you're worried. Is anybody out there worried right now? All right, are you worried that you're going to run out of money in retirement? Well, guess what? Are you going to be able to pay for long-term health care? I don't know. I don't know about that. But you know what? It's time to stop worrying. Start planning with Michael. Dude, that was so funny this morning. A comprehensive retirement plan gives you security for a greater control over your money. Michael Fusco can help. As president of the Fusco Insurance Agency, Michael will work with you to create a comprehensive retirement plan. He'll explore using life insurance and annuities to help you build a more secure future so you can worry less now. Call 718-701-5787 to schedule a complimentary consultation. That's 718-578 7, guarantees and protections are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing company. Some insurance policies are not available in all states. Also, check out Fusco because he did add a new service in which he's helping out small businesses get some credit. So, I'm just going to raise my hand here. You guys, Fusco is going to help us out, get us a line of credit so we can get some new toys. I'm kidding on that one. Don't want to go into any kind of debt. But, Gooch, for the last time in May, you have something for the old Tank Jungle.
Head on over to manscaped.com. Use the promo code CHOPSPORTS and receive 20% off your entire order and free shipping anywhere in the world. They got a bunch of products on there, starting out with the Lawnmower 4.0, and you couple that with the Ultra Smooth package. It comes equipped with the Crop Exfoliator and the Crop Gel, a bunch of replacement blades, and the Crop Razor 2.0, which is for your ball sack. And it reduces the risk of nicks and cuts on said ball sack.
Nick is like, what is happening here right now?
So when you venture on down there and your lady doesn't have to deal with the dark underbelly of man. So head on over to manscaped.com. Use the promo code CHOPSPORTS. There we go.
Do the damn
Thank
thing.
you, boys.
So, Kyle Kim's, I'm so confused. The people who were, quote, debating me both said, well, Kevin Durant is the better player. Then what the hell are we talking about here? I think that was the thing.
Well, I think that's the whole point, because I think in many cases we could find a better player but has less rings, and the guy with the rings always gets the credit. Like Tom Brady's not the best quarterback ever. Not the best quarterback player ever. Like there's just no way. He's won the most, so he's considered the GOAT. So if we're going to do that for football, then why is the argument different for basketball? It's like, clearly we agree that Kevin Durant is better, but we agree that Charles Barkley was better than some guys that didn't get rings.
Terrible.
And vice versa.
Terrible.
Knucklehead.
So interesting debate, or not a really debate at all, because I think it's two different conversations.
Did you see Madden, right? I had this card.
You're bringing out the Madden ratings?
Well, Madden gave Tom Brady a 98, which is, right, whatever.
That's a gift in itself.
I understand that, but hear me out.
Game manager.
And his speed's a 44.
But hear me out, right? So I said, I'm like, dude, if anybody in the game, if you're going to give anybody in the game a 99, if you're giving Tom Brady 98, you might as well just give him a 99. And people are like, whoa, why would you do that? He's unstoppable. I'm like, bro, if you're giving him a 98 anyway,
It's an exclusive
it's
club
Tom
nowadays.
Brady. He's got 7 Super Bowls. Give the guy 99. And people are like, well, you can't do that.
Brady don't deserve to be in the 99 club.
Fair point.
Don't deserve the 98 either, though. You know what I'm saying?
He should be a 94 right now.
And it'd be fair. I'd be
If
like,
we're being honest, he should be like an 88.
100%.
At this
I
point in his
agree.
career.
But I would have took the 94 as well.
What did they do to your boy Wilson? Didn't they like rank him like 70? You gave him like a 72?
I think it's wrong.
I'm
though. Yeah,
leaving
but it's
this up here for a
72,
second
'cause
because I do want to touch on it, and it does present an interesting argument here for Kyle's side. So Steph equals Eli Manning, and Kevin Durant equals Aaron Rodgers. It's pretty good, because if Steph gets to 4, it'll be like literally doubling it. They're both good players, but I think that's even still unfair.
Does Eli have
they're
Super Bowl
both-
MVPs?
Eli's not a top.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah,
but
come on.
Because no.
Eli's got Super Bowl MVPs,
But he
bro.
should.
Yeah, but Eli had 17 yards. In
Eli should not have Super Bowl
but he
MVPs. The
does,
defense
though.
should. Justin Tuck should. Michael Strahan should. Plaxico fucking Burns should. Not Eli Manning.
Yes.
But because they couldn't come up with something, like, give it to Opie dope friggin' Eli Manning. Give it to him.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the
All right,
MVP,
so moving
guys.
on from that, the Madden ratings, if you're going to talk about 99, like Aaron Rodgers should be a 99, but I'm not going to sit here and gripe.
I think
about
he
it.
is.
He is.
No,
Or
he
he's
was
like a 98. Yeah. Did you
They
hear?
gave Aaron Rodgers and Brady the same rating?
Pretty
And they
much.
gave
That's not-
Mahomes
that's
got the
Mahomes a
99.
Oh, Mahomes. Why? Because he do it left-handed.
And honestly, I
sometimes?
feel like they did Joe Burrow dirty, and I feel like they did Matthew Stafford dirty.
Mhm. Did
Matthew Stafford.
Oh, I'm really actually excited that Mike is in the chat. So Amazing Gaming NJ. He is our Madden rep of Chop Sports. He always plugs us every time he goes live and plays Madden. He is the Madden head.
Kyle is pouring cold water on the Madden ratings and saying that they were fake, but
Oh,
probably by
fake
design.
ratings. Of course, get people
sparks a
talking.
debate, get everybody talking about it, and then they'll drop the real ones, and then everyone will hate those even more.
Yep.
Mm.
100%.
Give Dak
As long
Prescott
as Brady's a
100.
fucking
First ever
88 or under, I'm
100
good.
rating. Dak Prescott quarterback. Dude, see, Michael appreciate this. How long you been playing? Have you played Madden?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For, like, forever?
I haven't. For
Like from like
personal
Sega?
reasons, Dave. I haven't played since 2015. But yes, I played Madden 94 was like one of the first ones.
They don't supply you with a PS4 in the joint.
To be honest, in like Connecticut, you can get Nintendo Switch. Well, not Nintendo Switch, but DS, and you can get games, but not New Jersey. No.
Wow, bastards!
You gotta
But-
just go commit a felony in another state.
Ah,
There
bro,
you go.
when they told me that, I'm like, bro, what? I could have been playing Pokemon a whole bit. Are you fucking kidding me?
But wait, I ask you, did you ever play on like Sega Genesis?
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you? Oh, you're too young. You're 20.
Doesn't even know what Sega
You
Genesis
never played
is.
Sega Genesis. In the creative player, you would just go on, and nowadays you could just make them whatever you want, like 80 speed, blah blah blah. There's no There's no like.
Remember, you had to like do mini camps or
Bro,
stuff. Yeah.
dude, the mini camps, especially with the Sega Genesis controllers, you had to hit A, B back and forth as fast as you could to
run
get a 40 time.
So is
Yeah.
that what you did?
So I
when
was
you-
like,
is that what you did?
Bro,
Is that what you did when you're doing like the building a season franchise mode? You just pass blocked with Zeke all practice, right?
Fuck you.
Look at the comment
To
that
build his-
AJ's
to build his
comment.
stuff.
Wow. Oh, AJ, you took it. Okay. 99.
You used to have to go like this, like all day to make
Bro,
your 40
my
time fast.
thumbs
It was
would be on
crazy.
fire, and I'd still run a 7.740.
You guys
I'm
ever
just like,
do
how
you
am I
remember
alignment?
do you remember the power pad for Nintendo?
Yeah.
Where you run track and field
Yeah.
and shit.
You're 40
Yeah.
though, so I don't.
I remember that.
He's your age. He remembers the fucking power.
Yo, they're
pad.
making NCAA football again. That's coming
Oh,
back.
I know.
You don't remember the power pad?
No.
Bro,
What is
it
the
was like
power
a
pad?
thing that you plugged into the controller, and it was like a carpet but plastic, and it had buttons where you.
So
used
like
your
Dance
feet.
Dance Revolution type
So
shit.
you ran in place.
Yeah.
So cutting edge for Nintendo to do this in like 1990 or even sooner than that.
How about the
Earlier than
gun that you use for duck hunt?
You do like the triple jump, and you just like step off. You run real fast and just step off.
Nintendo is
Touch
probably
it.
like the best NHL game there was. Like for a
Nintendo,
while.
no,
Oh,
Genesis,
ice hockey?
bro.
no,
Regular ice
Nintendo,
hockey?
yeah, Nintendo ice hockey.
I
back
wanna-
in
You
the
had
day.
the big guy. The
Come on,
little
hold
guy,
on.
you
I want
got
to make Gretzky bleed. Name that movie. Come on. No Swingers fans
the-
here, huh?
what?
Swingers.
I was gonna say Slapshot or something.
No, it was
Scoop didn't like Madden growing up. It was too violent for Scoop. He preferred Mario Tennis.
Oh man. See, I never got into those games though. I never got into the whole like Mario
Mario
Kart.
Tennis
Yeah.
is litty. All right, that game was
Oh,
so good.
He's
It's
40.
Like, it's
using
like
Liddy.
fucking Wii tennis before Wii.
You ever play like
Mario
Twisted
Tennis.
Metal or any of those games, or like Jet Moto?
Skate or Die. How about California games? Or you ever play that?
You ever play
Surfing?
Skitchin?
What?
Skitchin. Skitchin was a game in
Are you
Sega Genesis.
freak,
Ready
dude?
for this? Skitchin was a
I
game.
don't know, Dave. I'm 40. I didn't. That's
I've
No,
never
no, no.
heard of
Listen
these
to the concept of this game. Skitchin was a game that you were a rollerblader, right? Rollerblading down the highway,
Who rolled
and
those?
you would have to grab onto a car and hold on to the car.
Remember
for dear life.
Paperboy?
Isn't that called hitching?
It was called Skitchin.
I
Maybe
remember- I
skating and
remember-
hitching. Hell yeah. There we go. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I've never heard of that game, but when I was younger, I was big into like Tony Hawk and stuff. Whenever you grab
Oh,
onto the back
Tony
of the car,
Hawk's so
let's get you.
good.
Thank
Kidding
you.
me?
Yeah, great
The
game.
old, how about the Rockstar games? Original skate like
Yeah,
the
the
makers of
regular
Grand
ones,
Theft Auto
yeah.
used to make a skateboard game.
I don't know
for,
how
for
in the
PlayStation.
blue hell that these video game systems got away with making some of these games. Like, are we talking Grand Theft Auto? Like, great game, fun, but Jesus.
Rest in peace, Ray Liotta from Vice.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Road
Yeah,
Rash.
pour one out
Was,
for that
Road
one.
Rash was a cool game. Remember, Road Rash was like
Road
that
Rash was cool. Yeah, we can go on and on for all this
Crash
shit. You guys
Bandicoot.
like the video,
I
everybody,
once
for watching
had
this on YouTube.
a mental breakdown over Super Breakthrough where my mother, I couldn't beat a level and I was freaking out. My mother had to come into my room and pour cold water on me.
Literally? Like,
she like splashed
physically?
cold water on me. Yeah, she's like, you need to snap the.
I don't
fuck
think I
out of
ever
it."
played that game.
If she did that
Wow.
now, she would be in prison probably. Can't splash cold water on your child unless it's for a cause. Unless it's for a good cause.
That's true. And don't get my
Christ.
Xbox wet, Mom.
where's the video game pod, or when's the video game podcast? Probably as soon as you get back to the cross court cast, Scoop. Then we could talk about everything else. That's another podcast that we have, Nick. I was trying to go over the Rolodex of podcasts, but I forgot all
You
about
forgot
the
all
cross court
about
cast
Scoop.
because Scoop is just, records when he feels like it.
Oh God.
No, wait. Is this
My-
right?
My
Kyle,
question
is that right?
My question is, why was he even fucking?
No.
in it?
Timeout. Is that right? Is that accurate? Or is he just trolling me?
No, it's accurate. It's breaking news. It's actual true. Ezekiel Elliott is not a top
I'm gonna
50
look right now
fantasy
for you.
pick this year. He's not. I'm taking him in the 0 round. I wouldn't take Zeke.
Ever.
I mean, like I'm gonna have a hard time taking Zeke in the 7th round only because
I'm
like
not
there's a
doing
guy
this.
there
I'm
that
not
I'm
doing this
targeting.
right now.
I'm not taking a running back that's gonna get me.
Did you
know,
see
that
his
I'm
new
gonna-
helmet? It's badass.
I'm not gonna take like a flex running back that I might
What?
not even flex.
When would you take Zeke?
I took Zeke 3rd overall
No,
this
but
year.
when would you
I
take
went
him
to
this
the
him
year?
now?
When would you take in this year? Would you?
I wouldn't take him in the first round.
Would you take him in the 2nd round?
Depends where I'm at. If I feel like he's going to have a
Playing.
bounce back year, then maybe I would definitely debate taking him in the 2nd round.
What if Zeke's there and Tony Pollard's there?
Yeah.
That's not a
good
thing.
question.
You're taking Zeke
That's
over
not
Pollard.
a thing.
It's like Pollard's value isn't good until Zeke is gone because it's too cloudy.
Correct.
But
But if I'm taking the lead running back to the Dallas Cowboys and their offense is going to be relatively good, then he's going to have a good year.
and Kyle, no, I wouldn't take him because, like I said, and I'm not. This isn't a bash
No.
Zeke thing. It's like
No.
my philosophy when I draft in fantasy. It's like I'm
AJ,
not-
I won my league last
I'd
year.
rather take a guy. I'd rather take a rookie in that spot that might turn out to be a star. We know Zeke isn't going to be a star this
I will
year.
bet.
He might be
I will-
serviceable. but
I will
he's
do a
not.
gentleman's bet right now. Okay. Kyle saying 51 puts him in the 5th round. There is no shot that I see any actual drafts, except for, I'm sure, your crazy ass draft. Not even in your draft.
No,
Every fantasy football draft, Zeke Elliott will not slip past the third round.
Well,
he won't.
Dave's in these leagues, so if he's there, you're going to
make sure we clip that up.
I won't. I'm fine.
No, I agree.
Zeke Elliott will not slip past the third round.
I'm not saying that he will. Right, I'm saying that whoever takes him is going to regret it. Most likely.
I didn't regret it last year. And he got hurt. Still didn't regret it.
Just saying.
Y'all
you had some other things go well for you, though. You had some other things go well for you in that league. It wasn't Zeke that carried.
I had like 18 Cowboys in my starting lineup. I think I did okay.
And I guarantee you that Dalton Schultz outscored Zeke. Pretty good chance.
I have to look it up.
Kyle said second round's going to be a reach, bro.
All right, let's just, for argument's sake, and I don't want to go on a 6th round. Shut up, Scoop. Jaguars got 15 running backs over there. Can't take any of them. If you look at the Cowboys right now, if I'm first overall pick right now, and I get Jonathan Taylor,
take Travis Etienne over Zeke.
Just shut up.
I don't know. He's come up. You didn't even know what he gave you last.
Listen to my draft strategy here. If I take Jonathan Taylor, number 1, Jonathan Taylor, who I think is going to clear cut number 1 this year.
So you're saying if you have the number 1 pick,
number 1 overall pick,
okay,
and then you guys wait, and you're all the way, and you have a back-to-back pick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hard pressed to say that Zeke and Jonathan Taylor will be my running back 1 and 2 right on my fantasy team with my quarterback. Maybe Mahomes is chilling there, or maybe Rodgers is chilling there.
It's like Devontae Adams or Zeke.
Devontae Adams is definitely going to go before Zeke.
But my point being is, like, at 20, you don't know. Devontae might be late second round this year. He's in a new spot. There's some guys that
based off of what I just
did.
You're
taking Zeke over Justin Jefferson? No fucking way.
Justin Jefferson doesn't make it there. I just said
I'm just saying, let's count 20 players, right? We're not going to do this right now because it'll take
I get it, but
I just don't.
I don't think Devontae Adams will be there.
There's going to be some potential guys that have way more. Like, Zeke has a ceiling.
How about
Kelsey
or
Zeke has maybe a higher floor than some of these guys?
They're not making it either.
His ceiling is very low.
You don't think one of them might make it?
No. I think both of those guys. Those are the primo tight ends in the league.
One of them might be there.
Those are vulture
high floor, low
type
ceiling
dudes.
Guys are not 3rd, 4th round picks.
I'm talking about the second pick.
I know, but that's even what I'm saying. High floor, low ceiling guy. That's Zeke. He's not gonna go off this year. If anything, you get a serviceable year. But he's not gonna do terrible. He's gonna get his 15 carries. He's gonna get his 80 yards. He'll have some touchdowns.
But
he's not gonna be the guy that's like 20 carries, 140 yards, 6 weeks out of the year.
I'll tell you right now. You listed Aaron Jones, Gibson, and Nick Chubb, and I would take Zeke before all 3 of them. No, because again, they're all gone. Is what I'm saying. They're all gone.
Gibson's definitely there, right around that spot.
I'll tell you right now, I'm taking Zeke over Gibson.
I'm not taking Gibson either. They're both off my list.
I wouldn't take Gibson.
I'm just saying, I'm taking Zeke over Gibson, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, you just said, like, Nick Chubb gone. Like, all these guys are gone. So what I'm telling you is, when I get back,
Zeke or J.K. Dobbins, Zeke or Cam Akers.
I'm taking Zeke over both.
I think I would take Zeke over both of them too, to be honest. They both come off injuries. You're going to get something out of Zeke.
Not as bad of an injury. The guy ruptured his Achilles.
Well, I'll definitely take Cam Akers over, and he came back that year.
I'm just saying,
crazy.
I understand that, but at 20,
but he came back in the last game of the playoffs.
We'll see. We'll see because right now nobody's looking at anything. Nobody's actually looking.
But
I don't think anybody's
with
actually
Kyle. With Kyle saying, according to these rankings, those there would be there. Not necessarily, Kyle. You're looking at rankings, right? You're not talking about a guy who drafts, let's just say 9th overall, and on the way back, because he already has a running back, might take a receiver. You can't take rankings as a system of who's going to be there, because it's all about feel.
You can I think in the first 2 rounds is when you kind of can, in a way. You could kind of say, look, we know 4 receivers are going to go. Maybe 1 or 2 quarterbacks and the rest are going to be running backs. So you can technically rank the top 14 and know that they're probably going to be gone between rounds 1 and 2. I don't put Zeke in the top 14. I don't.
14 total players?
14 total running backs.
Top.
Okay. Listen, I'm over the fact of getting mad at this kind of shit, because I'm just like, I know where I stand on this. I've been a Zeke apologist for years now, and he, again, coming off an injury, better offense of line this year. I think the pieces that they put in place. Tyron Smith, a little banged up already, which was great.
Who's going to have more fantasy points? And I say this honest question. I don't know. I think it could be close. AJ Dillon or Zeke?
That's not fair.
I mean, what do you mean it's not fair? What if they get 200 carries each this year?
They're going to get a lot more. Zeke's going to get a lot more than that. And you know that based off how the Cowboys operate.
If Zeke plays 17 games, then he'll get more than that. but I don't know that he's going to play 17 games.
You think AJ Dillon's going to get that many carries with Aaron Jones on the roster?
What
That
did
doesn't
he
make
have
any
last
sense.
year?
No, but I'm saying,
Carries?
yeah, look up the Zeke carries and the AJ Dillon carries. But like, I'm not. That's a backup running back.
It's first. No, he's definitely not. One is trending up. One is trending down.
How is it not a backup running back?
So
He's
like,
listed as the two.
Bro, this is the NFL. What are you
I
talking
understand
about?
that.
Like,
Everybody's got two headed
backup
monster,
running
but there's a
backs-
starter and there's a supplement
They
guy.
pretty much
He's the
they
supplement
pretty
guy.
much split snaps last year. So supplementing what? You know what I mean? Like if
The
Aaron
other
Jones
guy.
starts the game, then he's the starter. But if he comes out and on second down and AJ Dillon comes in, you know, like
So literally stacked against each other. Attempts 237 for Zeke, 187 for
Pulls him out of the water by 30 carries.
that was last year.
yards,
The
so-
year 2, AJ Dillon. Now year 3, you think that he maybe gets a little bit more, and Zeke might get a little bit less.
yards. Zeke had
if the Cowboys are smart, they
Zeke
would
had a-
divide it up. Yes.
Zeke had 1,000. This guy had 803. Yards per attempt, 4.3 for Dillon and 4.2 for Zeke.
Same guy.
So it's a fair. I think that's
AJ
a fair
Dillon
assessment.
I'm with
That's-
you on
and
the
that's
assessment.
why, and this is what
Zeke
I'm
crushed him
saying
in
that-
targets,
I'm
receptions.
saying that for this reason.
Different guy.
I'm saying that AJ Dillon, 7th round pick, 8th round pick. Nobody's arguing that, right? Very similar production. Zeke in the 3rd round. I'm waiting on that production and taking AJ Dillon type. That's what I'm doing.
But points per 100 snaps, Dillon beat him like 33.6 to 24.7. So that's
All I
the
know
only
is-
thing you got him in though. Is that?
But here's what I'm saying.
I like
If
this
they're
website,
both
though.
on the board and you're drafting and you need a running back 2, you're not taking AJ Dillon over Zeke. You are because you're a Packer
How about
fan.
this? I 100% am. I 100% am
Here we go,
taking
Nick.
him.
You're
And
judge, jury.
I'm not taking either guy there. If it's between the two, then I know someone's going to take Zeke, and I'll wait and get Dillon on the way back.
See, you
Thank
always
you.
throw these like little situations into it.
Well,
I'm telling you,
we're
you're
talking
on the
about-
clock. You're gut. Nick, just
Yeah, okay. So if I have to, gun to your head, pick one who's going to have a better fantasy season, you know what I'm going to say here.
yeah, because you like Dillon and I like Zeke.
One guy's trending up, one guy's trending down.
I don't know about
One
the whole
guy-
trending down thing, but just based off
I
your,
mean, like if you look at his numbers,
I
they're
understand that. but
physically and
nobody's
actually
ever bounced
trending
back
down.
ever. So gun to your head. We're not putting any guns to your head, but you're-
Tread lightly, remember.
yeah, okay, right, yeah, right. Ezekiel Elliott is on the board right in front of you, or you can get AJ Dillon. Which one you want?
It's honestly, it's a lot tougher of a call, I think, because they're both in split running back.
Everybody's in split running back.
No, but it's just Pollard has proven that he could, take on a load, and Aaron Jones has obviously been proven to be a fantastic running back for the Packers. It's tough, I think, and I hate saying this as a Giants fan.
He's taking
I
Zeke.
think
My man.
that Zeke
I know how to
does have a
hire him.
little
I
bit
know how to
more-
hire these
Do you
people.
want to be in my fantasy league, both of you guys? Because I'm fucking gold.
Yeah.
I think-
Yeah. Gold.
Oh, don't even start. It's
Chirp,
week
chirp,
fucking
chirp,
6,
chirp,
bro.
chirp, 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 chirp. Anyway, that's great. I love it. I love it. Fantasy football talk will always get the blood boiling, and I'll be good. I want there you go. If Aaron Jones is healthy, he wants Elliott before Dillon. That's
There you go. Kyle spoke, so it must be true.
well.
Fuck out of here.
I'm
He
with him.
hates Zeke more than I do.
He
And I don't
hates
even hate
Zeke's
Zeke.
contract. He doesn't hate Zeke. Nobody hates Zeke.
Kyle, you could also be in this fantasy league if you like.
No, we can't.
AJ, yeah, actually. Can't.
Fantasy guru here, Scoop. No, you're not. Because I don't give a shit if you won. Did he win the whole thing last year?
He did.
Yeah, but that league sucked because it was like 16 teams. Like that league was awful. That was literally the least amount of fun I've ever had playing.
Pretty sure I had Zeke on that team too.
Thank
My
you.
team was brutal.
Yeah, well, that's your fault.
Yeah.
You didn't draft well.
Or Zeke's.
No, you didn't draft well. I don't. Yeah. Scoop's looking to draft Urban Meyer in the 4th round.
All right.
Yeah, so that's it. Anyway, we were going to touch on some Yankees and Mets, but it looks like, we don't have, I mean, we could, we
we
can't.
can touch on them.
Touch on her quick. Look,
They're both still really good. The Braves aren't, and they're in second
but
place.
I don't
in the
want to
division.
hear, listen, I don't want to hear, and I did see this. I love James and Pat Laskowski, both my boys, right? They put this in Child Sports, that the Mets right now are in a shitty division. And when the record does state that, yes, the Braves are in second place and they're 2 games under 500. The Mets right now are 33-17. It's not really a shitty. Those are the champs, guys. Like that's the champs minus Freddie
struggling
Freeman.
a little bit.
They are, but it's fucking, what is it? June 1st tomorrow. Okay. You got June, July, August, and September to make up some ground. I think being up 9.5 games is wonderful for the Mets. They're doing all of this without their guys, right? DeGrom, Scherzer, gone, still winning games. Guys, I mean, this is when you know, and I don't want to touch the money because I got mad at Rob for doing it the Rangers. But like with the Mets, the fact that they're doing all this without those guys, and then they're bringing up guys that like off AAA and their first at bat, they're going yard ski and tying a game up in the night. Like this got the feel that if it's not the Dodgers and the Mets in the NLCS, I'll be absolutely shocked.
Yeah.
Absolutely floored.
I wouldn't say I'll be shocked because it's baseball and like
Susan,
you can see a team like the Braves that nobody was talking about the Braves being what they were at this point last year, and they won the World Series. So obviously the Brewers are in the mix. You got the Padres in the mix. There's a trade deadline coming up, and we know that all these teams that we're talking about are going to be players.
You know the Mets are definitely going to be buyers, and they're doing this.
Yeah, but it's not about being buyers. It's about buying the right piece, and also like I said, these other teams are buyers as well. So you know, when you have a potential target, it could be very, very bad if the other team that you're jockeying for in position for the pennant gets that guy. It's interesting to see how it plays out. I think the Mets are going to be just fine because they're their manager and they do have the reinforcements. So if the Mets make no moves and they get nothing done, they still have all-star caliber, Cy Young caliber pitcher coming back. Two of them at that. So the Mets are
Bassett pitched well the other night.
I think that the most pressing need for the Mets right now has nothing to do with their lineup. I think that would be nice. But it's just bullpen because you can never have too much. And with the injuries to their starters, that's what you would hope if you're a Mets fan doesn't start to tail off. And if there's one thing that's going to start a collapse for the Mets, it will be bullpen.
Yeah,
it will be
100%. You're right.
Like, yeah, but here's the thing, and just not to cut you off completely, but like you said, like bullpen will collapse. Like when the Mets are down 3 runs in the 9th, I'm just like they can do this. You know what I mean? Like so their bullpen might blow it. But I feel like the Mets have that
100%. The Mets
that
have
roster that could just kind of chip away and win.
Everybody's talking. Look, Ibby comes in. They're 8-3 since Max went down. Max went down, and we looked at their schedule and we're like, oh, this Mets team. And so they played tough West Coast trip. They played the Phillies, I think. Well, the Phillies up and down.
Phillies don't know how to play defense. What the fuck happened?
They're an up and down team, but it is very early. But you know, the first test that the Mets had was to see how they could hold up with no DeGrom. The second test was to see how they were going to play with no Scherzer, and they answered both tests and they passed them both with flying colors.
The Yankees are 5-5 in their last 10 with and they got the Angels coming up, the Tigers, and then the Twins. So they got two tough series.
Kyle's Tigers, by the way. So,
well, the Yankees are a tough team, but they're also banged up right now.
Yankees,
they get their test to see if they can.
I got a tinfoil hat conversation to start, and I don't really want to start it because I don't want to get too far into it, but Yankees are 33-15. They're obviously doing well. They're 5 games up on Tampa. Do you think that any of this stuff with Josh Donaldson is true at this point? Like, I don't think there was a COVID issue. I don't think there's a shoulder issue. I think this is the Yankees penalizing Josh Donaldson in their own way.
Penalizing him. I think he probably took listen, just get away for it. Don't even
because look, if you're in that locker room and you don't agree with everything that just happened,
better not be the case.
I'm just saying, man, it's
weird.
Like all of a sudden, these issues popped up, and you're like,
"No, it's true."
When the fuck did he get a shoulder injury?
Bro, you got COVID. You're gonna pull some shit like that with Josh Donaldson. You'll be in court in a week. The fucking
I see what he's saying, but I think it might have just been like a thing between both of them. Like, listen, I'm just gonna go dark.
This is Major League Baseball. If they wanted to suspend him, they would do it.
They did.
If the Yankees wanted to, they would. If the Yankees took
that's what I'm saying to you.
They're not like sugarcoating this and being like, nah, bro. Like that would be so fucking weird at this level. It would be really a bad black eye.
Tim Anderson just went on DL too.
So, yeah, but did he? Did you see the? I mean, like,
I didn't see his.
He got hurt.
I didn't
see.
Well,
he was injured.
Donaldson did
his groin or something.
Donaldson was talking a bunch of chirp, Jackie, and then suspended,
and
then COVID, and then what the fuck, and then a shoulder and a hamstring.
To me, that's as equal as like games are fixed. It's like no,
you're right. You're 100% right.
Can't be
that's not equal to that.
No, but I get your point.
My point being is like you
to the fans.
Egregious.
To the fans,
that's egregious. You can't do that. If the media got a hold of that, it's like, what else are you bullshitting about? What if you can't do it? If they had to suspend Josh Donaldson, they would have. There wasn't this public outcry to suspend him. The teammates kind of said what they had to say to the media, and that was done. That was what it was. The Yankees will get fined. I feel like they would get penalized if things like this happen. Unless Major League Baseball is somehow in on it, which we
no. I don't think that's what I'm saying to you. Is Major League Baseball did what they had to do. They were suspended him one game. What happens after that? Their hands are clean. They suspended him. I'm talking about the New York Yankees.
A healthy player that he can't play.
I'm talking about the New York Yankees in a world that we live in. When he did what he did, right, and he might have set a couple of these Yankees players, leaders, off. Maybe he pissed off the wrong people in the Yankees clubhouse.
Like
you're telling me that the Yankees wouldn't do this shit just to make sure the clubhouse stays upright?
No,
But
if he pissed a couple guys off in the clubhouse, then the Yankees would be obligated at that point to be like, here's what happened. We don't fuck with him no more because Aaron Judge don't like him. This one
I think it's a worse look if they did that. If they came back and like, oh man,
so
what a piece
you
of
think
shit,
it's a
you're
worse
out.
look? You think it's a worse look if they do that than if they brush it under the rug and then it comes out that they were lying and this was the reason and they get sued? And you think that's
To
a
be
worse
honest,
look?
I don't think
It'll
Judge,
blow
I don't
over in
think
a week.
I don't think
regardless.
Judge really. Not
Gives
that I
a
think.
shit.
I don't want to say that,
Yeah,
but
but there
yes.
could be people
No,
that
you
do.
are right. You are right. 100%. There could be people.
Hopefully it's Hicks
social
that
warrior
got
justice.
By the
what
way,
I mean.
Hicks called everybody in the league Jackie. You might want to suspend him forever because of Hicks.
I
fucking
get what you're
stinks.
saying, but I think like as for like Judge, he's like, dude, I'm trying to get paid. I don't really. That's not my concern. But when that whole thing happened, all those guys came out for him right away. So you don't really know.
Yeah,
and
but that's a
then they were
physical
and then
altercation. They want to make sure that nobody gets killed.
Nobody came out for Jock
Then they were
Pederson.
telling him what happened on the side, like in the scrum, and then all the Yankees were like, "Oh, fuck him,
Hey,
kick
man.
his ass."
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's what I would do. But yeah, I don't
I don't
believe
know.
I don't
I'm
believe
just-
that
Again,
that Josh
tinfoil hat.
Donaldson's not hurt and
Not-
that he's like being.
It was
told
just
to
really
sit
weird
down and he's
because
not-
see,
Bro,
that's
but
suspended, COVID,
look at the
shoulder.
timeline, bro.
There's a picture of Josh Donaldson in the corner right now, sitting in the Yankees clubhouse, like on punishment.
He's in
with a-
timeout.
with a fully healthy shoulder.
I'm just saying,
It
bro.
did.
It's
It
just a
looked weird.
weird
No, you're
look.
right. It did look
And
weird.
here's to pour
He's got
cold,
COVID. Oh, by the way, did you know about that shoulder injury
to-
too? Like what?
Just to pour cold water on this because you had brought this up when they announced that he had COVID. Several
I did bring it up.
Several White Sox players got COVID too from that. So
Uh-uh.
yeah, Luis Robert was on the COVID list. I don't know the couple other guys.
Well,
I'm
first
not
of
sure.
all,
I know
none
Luis
of
Robert
these Yankees
definitely-
tested positive. By the way, it was all just I'm sick. So they're like, oh, COVID, and they don't they tested negative, and they were back in the lineup in 3 days.
Nonetheless, so there was something to it, at least like unless they're
I don't know,
unless they were
man.
like unless the Major League Baseball or the Yankees called the White Sox and they're like, look, we're about to fake suspend Josh Donaldson.
Kyle has
and
a
say-
question.
Kyle's trolling
Before
right now.
we
He doesn't
lose.
want to talk about this. We just talked about it at length for no reason whatsoever in June.
So
But you
funny,
know
man.
what? We are in that realm of,
Bro,
starting
the
to talk
minute
some fantasy
OTAs
football.
are starting.
Yo, if you're on-
100
you're
days.
online-
100 days
You're
still to
online
follow.
at Walgreens and you happen to look left and you see Pat Mahomes looking like Kermit the Frog on the fuck. Did you see
Just
that?
Did you hear that
Draft me.
comment? That was
Yeah, it was
hilarious.
great.
Draft me one.
Aaron Rodgers said something about
Yeah,
he
he
actually
did.
called him Kermit.
He called him Kermit the Frog, yeah.
Right. And then, so if the Chiefs played the Packers today, would you be surprised if Mahomes walked up to Rodgers and slapped him?
They're buddies.
I was looking at Packer jet tickets yesterday.
They're in Green Bay.
Kind of cheap, to be honest.
Nobody wants to go to
It's
Green
not
Bay.
about- It's not
Who
about
don't? Would you
everybody
go?
wants to-
Okay, I
I've
know
been
you
to
would.
Lambeau
So,
a bunch
so I'm
of
looking at it right
times.
now.
I would love to go to
But it's
Lambeau.
not about the tickets. The tickets
Nothing to do out there,
are
but-
standard as anywhere
It's
else.
everywhere else,
It's
same
a
somewhere
matter of getting a hotel.
There's no
you know.
B&Bs or whatever.
Oh
the
yeah,
fuck
there's
it's called.
Airbnbs, but they're expensive in Packer week.
Scoop, if we didn't get it the other night over at the North Brunswick pub, we're immune.
We could just get a
Because
fucking
we're
bus.
especially from the Arizona Cowboy. So anyway, that's a show.
Guys,
ladies and
like,
gentlemen.
subscribe,
Yes,
tell
please.
your friends.
Do all the necessary things that we ask you to do. Like the video, share the stream. I want you guys to tell people, hey, this is what I did on a Monday at 11 o'clock. Whenever you watch it. Again, if you get a chance to catch up and like the video later on, we appreciate you just as much. So yeah, that's it, man. Tomorrow, what the fuck are we talking about tomorrow?
I don't know. Joel Embiid had surgery on both hands, but he'll be better. He'll be ready for camp.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
One a finger and a thumb.
Huge,
One and one.
huge wrestling show tonight. Fight Factor will be on all your streaming services tomorrow. Make sure you tune in.
Usman Edwards still planned. Oh, that boxing fight
Oh
actually
yes,
happened.
if anyone wants to talk, just go
Ah.
Google the shit talk between Rolly Romero. It's the worst thing
Didn't
you'll
he
ever
push
see
him
in
off
your
the
entire life.
stage or something?
Tank Davis pushed him off, but not bad. It was just
Oh,
like a
I
little
just-
shove in the back.
yeah.
He stood in the wrong spot.
He
and he's
pushed
like,
him off to say that wasn't a big deal.
No,
Just
no,
off the
it was like
fucking
it was
stage.
like a 1
Oh,
foot
God.
fall off. But he like stepped up in front of him and like was definitely in a spot where he's like, if I just touch him right now, he'll fall. And he did. He just like
Whoa,
touched his back and
It's
he was like,
it's like next Friday. Whoa, shit.
but
Shit.
yeah,
Oh,
Rolly
boy.
Romero saying he wants the rematch and that he exposed Tank Davis. The only
Oh
thing
yeah,
that
big time
Rolly
exposure.
exposed was his chin to that
Horrible.
fucking counter
That
left.
fight was rough,
Night,
and
night.
that was a walking meme for the rest of his life. Now, just hung up on the road. My favorite one, I posted it, was when you want to plug your phone into the charger and you don't want to leave your bed. It's just like
Wait till you see the 619 thing.
I got it.
That's
Yeah,
so
I want to
funny.
see the 619 one.
But
Anyway,
hopefully we get Ryan Garcia against Tank, but I don't think Garcia wants that smoke.
let's get that shit talker on the podcast.
No, but that's who it was. It was Ryan Garcia talking to Tank's manager saying, fuck Golden Boy. I'll show you the video. It's on Instagram.
Yeah,
You
well,
Garcia's
clearly
a
say he
fucking-
clearly see he's saying it.
Hey, make another Instagram video with Jim Shark.
with that,
And With that, folks, see you tomorrow.
First Sturch and
The
Gooch, and
body
of
shot
course,
challenge. Like
the
shut up.
Wrestling Rob over there producing. And of course, a big welcome to our brand new intern who might walk out of here and say, I'm not doing this shit anymore. It has been another show. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Like the video, share it, do all that stuff. And we will, we'll see you guys tomorrow.